Today I want to talk to you about an Italian book I finished recently, so that you can see if you might like to try it. That book is Io Non Ho Paura by Niccolò Ammaniti, which I believe was first published in 2001. The English version has been translated as I'm Not Scared, but I prefer I'm Not Afraid. I know, tomato, tomato. I believe there's also been a film made of this story. I'm not sure quite how to categorise the genre, but a crime has been committed and there's quite a lot of mystery involved, so take your pick. The story follows a young boy, Michele Amitrano, who is 9 years old and lives in a remote farming community called Acqua Traverse. At the beginning, the story concentrates on the lives of the group of children who live in this community, until Michele discovers something, and then it becomes more about him trying to find out the truth about the thing he's discovered. No, I'm not going to be more detailed than that. And no, this isn't really a children's book, just because children are the main characters. I enjoyed this book a lot, and this isn't really my genre. And after the first few chapters, when I'd got used to the farming and crop-related vocabulary, it felt quite easy to read. And do you know why it felt easy? I didn't realise this until I was about 3/4 of the way through, but it isn't written using the passato remoto. It's written using the passato prossimo, so I wasn't having to process the verbs as I was reading. For this reason alone, this might be a good book for someone newer to reading novels in Italian. It's possible it also made my eyes water a little at the end. In order for you to see if you think you'd be able to read it, though, I'm going to show you a passage from the middle of the book and translate it as we go, with a reading style translation, which doesn't mean word for word, but just as you would do it if you were reading it. I made sure to pick something that has nothing obvious to do with the plot, so no spoilers here. Appena entravi, ti trovavi in un corridoio scuro, senza finestre, così lungo che ci potevi andare in bicicletta. As soon as you enter, you find yourself in a corridor that's dark, without windows, so long that you could go along it on a bicycle. Da un lato c'era una fila di stanze da letto, sempre chiuse. Dall'altro il salone. On one side there was a row of bedrooms, always closed. On the other, the living room. Era uno stanzone con gli angeli dipinti sul soffitto e un tavolo grande e lucido, con le sedie intorno. It was a large room with angels painted on the ceiling and a big table, a big shiny polished table with seats around it. Tra due quadri con le cornici d'oro c'era una vetrina con dentro delle tazze e dei bicchieri preziosi e delle fotografie di uomini in divisa. Between two pictures with gold cornices was a glass behind which were cups and precious glasses and photographs of men in suits. Vicino alla porta d'ingresso c'era l'armatura medievale, con in mano una mazza con una pala piena di chiodi. Next to the entrance there was a suit of medieval armour, with in the hand, I don't know what these are called in English, a stick with a ball full of nails. L'aveva comprata l'avvocato nella città di Gubbio. Non si poteva toccare perché cadeva. The lawyer had bought it in the city of Gubbio. You couldn't touch it because it used to fall over. I'm pretty sure I'll be reading other books by this author in the future, but not straight away. And just a note before I finish, there are 2 other Italian books I've read so far this year, but I won't be talking about those. The first one because it's nowhere near beginner level, and would not be many people's cup of tea. The second I thought was a novella. Turned out it was a short story with half the book being an advert for the series, and not a very satisfying story in the end because of that. So I'm not going to recommend it. Until next time.